She's an actress, she's a TV presenter, she's a businesswoman, she's a darling in the Malaysian society simply because she is a successful hijabi. I'm of course talking about Neelofa. My name is Syed Fardina Omar and you're watching In Person for AWANI Review.
Slept at 1 AM and woke up at 4:30. Tough life. Very biased issue because I wanted to be financially independent. The person yang won the competition, I love his picture. We are looking for the entrance gate untuk tengok Kendrick Lamar.
So this lady over here really needs no introduction, but nonetheless, let's play along and let's just recap, okay? Actress, TV presenter, businesswoman, renowned personality, social media gem, women empowerment hero.
Oh wow!
All in the last.
This is a bit too much.
No, but the truth is, all this is in the last 7 years since you won Dewi Remaja. Yeah. So, first question has got to be Neelofa to what exactly are you now? How would you first identify yourself?
Okay, wait. This is my 8th year. So I started my career back in 2011, and Alhamdulillah, shukr for what I have achieved today. And I mean, I would like to highlight that my because now people know me as someone yang wear hijab. But I want to highlight that my decision to cover up was on my own, and it was a very special journey for me. And it's very amazing to see how people reacted so positively towards it. And also, I was quite surprised at first how people, with this overwhelming support that they have towards me to put me into this position that I am today, and it's a sign that hijab is not a limitation. Because 3 years ago, just 3 years ago, everything was so much different. If you're in show business, in this entertainment industry, if you decided to wear the hijab, halas, you're gone. That's it. That's a full stop for you. But then I managed to break the wall. I mean, I proved to the society, the people, the public, that even if you wear the hijab, you can be the same level as the rest who are not with hijab, or maybe more or better, yeah.
But your decision to transition to hijrah, into being a hijabi, was, as you said, natural, right?
I was searching for that missing puzzle.
And it came from within you?
Yeah, because right? I mean, at that point of time, when I was only 24, and then I was like, I kind of had everything. I have the fame, I have the money, I have my friends, my loved ones and everything. But then I was still unhappy. I was still searching for that missing puzzle. So I told myself, okay, what else is missing? So I went for Quran classes, for Usra, for all this, to complete my spiritual puzzle. So when I found that, I said, this is it. This is the answer. So I'm just going to go for it, even though I knew that I would lose my contracts with all these big clients and my weekly live show. So I said, you know what? You're number one, you'll plan for me.
It's interesting when you said you knew you were going to lose the contracts with the big clients. Fast forward to today, you are a belle amongst a lot of big clients, Swarovski, Lancome, amongst just a couple, AirAsia. Did you think that, with retrospect, did you think that you were going to be able to achieve this level of success with those contracts, with those brands, as what you just said earlier?
No, I didn't see this coming, obviously, because I thought that last time, yes, I was one of them who thought that this is the limitation. This will be the wall for me to go further. But then, bottom line, I was searching for happiness. So I decided to put aside everything and just go for it. But to see the transformation, to see the changes that we have now, it's just amazing, because I think I contributed a lot for the change that we have now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Now, let's go back to that moment in 2014 when you decided to be a hijabi. Did the decision to actually be in business with hijab came soon after you became a hijabi?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, what I did before, I had a company for Bella Vita, which is a health supplement product. And then I went to LA for a short course, and that was when I decided to start my contact lens business. So when we did that, along the way, we figured that, you know, the modest market was blooming. So we said, you know what, let's try out our own abaya line. And then from there, that was when I was still, you know, that was also the time when I was searching for that missing puzzle. And few months after that, I decided to cover up. So when I started to cover up, you know, it was people were like talking about it non-stop. My followers quadrupled, and then people were like constantly writing articles about me. So that was when, you know, people start to tengok I, and then, you know, how do I say this? That was also
realizing and taking notice.
And those hijabis, those people that wear hijab, started to make me as their icon in fashion, because I appear every week on my laptop, and so I have to be fashionable regardless. And that was also when they started to, you know, put me ataupun make me as their fashion icon as a hijabi.
Yeah, but you see, there are other artists out there that actually do the same. You know, they have a business running alongside being an actual artist. But for you, the difference is that you have taken your business to a completely different level. The last I heard, your company, Naelofar, was raking in something along the lines of 200 million ringgit. That is not a small number. That is a huge number. So how did you scale your business up along with your own brand? There are two brands we're talking about here. There's Neelofa and there's Naelofar.
And now,
how did you scale both up?
Okay, first, when we first started back in 2014, I mean, Naelofar Hijab was conceptualized in September 2014. When we first started the business, we were just following the trends, you know. We were like, okay, what people want to wear, what kind of material that is, the latest material that people want to wear, the design that people are up to and everything. And then I agreed that now we are setting the trend, and people are following what we produce. So, and at the same time, after 2 years, I told my sister, I said, you know what, okay, the brand is quite established. Now it's time for me to focus on my own branding, so it can go side by side and support each other. Yeah, but at the same time, right now, if you notice, I don't really post as much about Naelofar Hijab as much as before, because I want to give some space to my brand and company to fly on its own as well. You know, just in case if anything happens to me or if I'm not around anymore, I want the business to still running with yeah, so that's why I'm trying to focus on strengthening the foundation, the platform, with or without me.
See, this is the thing that sets you apart, because listening to that clearly tells us that you understand the role that you play in the marketing of your brand, both as a person but also as for your company. And I think it's this digital understanding that has led you to become the independent non-executive director for AirAsia. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you so much.
Amazing way to end 2017, as you mentioned. And in the words of Tony Fernandez, you're super smart, and I understand that AirAsia is interested in having you on board because of your understanding of how digital works.
Okay.
So talk to us about that.
Okay, I mean, besides my social media presence, I really hope that I can use my influence as someone who is in showbiz, who has the younger side of the crowd's attention, to where I can, you know, collect their ideas which can be translated into something useful for Asia to use. And you know, this is their mission into going towards the digital company. So I really hope that I can be part of them to penetrate more markets digitally with a very creative way as an artist. Yeah.
Right. Now, of all the things that you have achieved, right, if I recall, you've got something along the lines of 15 awards. Being an artist alone, yeah, you have at least 15 awards, and then you've got your Forbes 30 under 30. Again, that's another thing that we have to congratulate you about. And then you've got AirAsia now. Now, of all the things that you have achieved here, which gives you sleepless nights? Which do you think most about when you go to bed and you go like, oh my gosh, is this really happening to me?
Okay, a bit of everything, I have to say, because everything happens at the same time. You know, the Forbes, the UN, AirAsia. they kind of push me to be to get myself out of my comfort zone, you know, not to be comfortable with where I am right now. So even for Forbes, they invited me to be one of their panels and also the speaker in Boston. And you know, when the first emailed me, I was like, can I do this? But I wanted to do it. I mean, I said yes straight away, but then it was too scary, you know, even for UN as well. So I was just came back from New York 10 days before.
This was in 2014?
Last year.
Oh,
so,
right, okay.
I was in New York for a month and then I came back to Malaysia and then I got an email from them saying that they want me to be one of the speakers. So it was just less than 10 days, so I had to fly back to New York. But then, you know, I think most of us would say no, Cyril, because I just got back. I'm not going to go back again with all jet lag, or with all the jet lag and everything. But then I said yes because I told my mom, you know what, it's going to be, this is not something that will come all the time. You know, I have to go for it and do this, you know. So she said, yeah, go for it.
The thing about you is that with all these brands, as I mentioned, you've got AirAsia, and then you're also ambassador for a lot of other movements. TN50, I think you're one of the youth icons, and I mentioned Lancome and Swarovski. What is your strategy in ensuring that you have a great relationship with the brands out there?
I think I always try my very best to be myself. You know, I don't want to portray being someone else, but the fact that I'm someone else, you know, I always try to my best to stay true to myself, and I always give more. I mean, I put extra effort. Say when I was in Dubai for Dubai tourism, they only allocate 2 or 3 person with me for me to bring with me, but then I brought the whole team, the photographer, the videographer, so that I can get, you know, amazing photos and videos to post and share with my fans. And they love it, you know. And then because of that, they want to work with me on a long-term basis. You know, instead they will invite me to go to Dubai 2 or 3 times in a year, and then they will sponsor everything. You know, so that's the thing that I want to achieve. It's not just for a long-term objective, but for a long-run purpose. Yeah. Right.
And just to be clear here, when you said that you brought your whole team, you mean at your own cost?
Yes, I spent on my
so that means you gave some and you get a lot more.
True.
Okay, all right. And going forward, the simplest question would be, what's next for Neelofa?
Wow. That's simple question, but it's really
it's a simple question.
Answer.
It's difficult for you to answer.
Oh wow. Okay, I would say last year was the year for me to, you know, to network and get international contacts. But this is more like, it's more for me to execute all those things internationally. So I'm trying my very best to get in touch with PR companies in New York and Middle East, and I want to prove to all my friends here and also my fans, my celebrity friends and fans, that, you know, it's not impossible for you to go to make it out there. So I really hope that I can make that changes as well.
But I understand you are also taking some time away in the next couple of weeks to do more acting.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means the celebrity part, the actress, the TV presenter part does not stop, despite the fact that you have all these businesses going after you. Right. So how do you then now choose the creative parts, the belakon and the presenting? How do you make time for those then?
Okay, it is a special case for this one. It's a special project for Astro, and I can't say no to that because I really hope that it's going to be big. So I'm counting on that as well. The reason why I said yes is because it will be shot 100% in Florence.
Oh, hello. Buongiorno.
Exactly. And it was also for Raya. So yeah, it's going to be great, inshallah.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be great. I mean, considering the fact that Surya Hati Mr. Pilot, which was the last big drama that you did, I think, if I remember correctly, it's still the #1, the highest rated show on Astro until now.
True. It's amazing.
It is. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, everything that you touch seems to end up with the word amazing behind it.
I wish I could say that all the time, but alhamdulillah for now.
But okay, for yourself, how do you find time for yourself? You know, being such a busy person.
Last year was a crazy year. I didn't have so much time for myself, even for my friends. So I was, I I told myself, I told the team that this year has to be a bit different because I want to, you know, I want to spare some time for myself and my family as well. Also with my friends and also my fans. So we are doing this this great project, which is CSR Neelofa, ex Neelofa team. So we'll do it once a month with my fans. So instead of just you know, meeting up for makan, for movies, we're doing something. We're giving back to the society with my fans. So we're doing it. Next week is the second one. So yeah, I will try my very best so that I can balance everything to be, you know, better this year.
Neelofa, let's just end with this.
Ask me more.
I'm glad she's having fun. Your fellow Forbes 30 under 30 the person that has been recognized, Vivi Yusuf of Fashion Valley, she mentioned that when somebody asked her, how do you divide the time between your personal time versus your business when you are married to your business partner, all right? And her answer, which I thought was very interesting, was that you don't divide. When you are a business person, when you're an entrepreneur, when you have a brand to manage, that brand becomes your life and soul.
True.
All right. So I would imagine it's probably the same with you because you are your brand and therefore you embody that brand. Yeah. But do you think that this is something that can be done by everybody? And if you do think so, what is the one thing that person needs to remember if they are going to embark on this journey, being an entrepreneur at the same time being a person? Okay,
this is what they say. You know, Neelofa, you're a celebrity, you're very popular, so it's easy for you. You know, the fame helps you a lot and everything. But then I agree, it's one of the factors, but not the only factors. And in my case, I work together with my family, with my sisters, with my dad, with my mom, under the same roof. So it's like a family gathering every day, you know, at the office. So I have a very strong support system. So even though I'm busy with acting or hosting or other stuff, they're still here to run the business together with me because I involve more on the marketing side. Okay. So like what Vivi said, yeah, it's part of your life already. It's true because, you know, even though we're back at home having dinner with the family, we're still talking about business, and we don't feel that as a pressure because it's what we do and it's what we love to do. So and it's not easy for the rest to start to set up their own business because you have to ask yourself whether this is what you really want, or you want this just because you nak duit ataupun for short term punya purpose and everything. So banyak orang buat because they want to copy others. You know, it's not because of what they really want. Yeah.
Well, it's been really, really enlightening. Thank you so much, Neelofa, for your time. Amazing. That's the only word I could use to describe it. Thank you very much. You've been with me, Set for Normal in person. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.